Hello everybody, welcome back to another video with Lim Reviews. Now today we're going to be checking out two very interesting devices here, and both devices actually fold into half. We have on one hand that is the Z Flip 3, and on the other hand here I have the Samsung Z Fold 3. Now both devices here are actually very interesting and they do cost quite a fair bit of money. In fact, both devices here plus together on the channel itself is already more than 10,000 ringgit. So that's a lot of money for the phones that you're getting here. Now in this video, we're going to be talking a little bit about my experience with the Flip 3, the Fold 3, and at the end, I'll share with you how you can actually get this device here at a very affordable monthly payment. So without further ado, let's just jump into the full video and check out what these devices are all about. Now first up, I'm going to start off very quickly with the Flip 3 that I have here. As you can see here, obviously this device is called the Flip because you can flip it closed like that. The new Flip right here, the Flip 3, is actually an incremental upgrade to the original Flip. And what Samsung is bringing to this device here is actually improvements in terms of durability. Now, what do I mean by that? This device here now supports Corning Gorilla Glass Victus on its display itself. Apart from that, one very important point here is that this device here, the Flip 3, is now IPX8 water resistant. Now that's just in terms of the durability. Let's talk a bit about why I think this device here actually works very well in my life. So I'm going to talk about three things that I love about this device here, and we're going to start off very quickly, first and foremost, with obviously the form factor. Now the Flip 3 here is all about making it into a smaller form factor like that, and whether or not you look at it as sort of like a fashion kind of statement or just in terms of functionality, what I must say that after using this for a couple of weeks now, so whenever I put on some jeans or even pants with very shallow pockets, I really appreciated the fact that this device here could fold in half to become such a small form factor. It is literally fitting in one's palm. Now the second thing I want to talk about here is actually about its folding mechanism and how it works with the front-facing selfie camera. So how I usually do this camera right here is I set it on my desk when it's half folded like that, and I do have the front-facing camera facing me, and because I'm working from home a lot, I do my Teams calling or Zoom calling and all those video calls very conveniently just by placing this half-folded Flip 3 on my desk. Now when the Flip 3 is at this mode right here, another thing that I found quite interesting was that I was able to watch my YouTube videos once again without having a phone stand by just placing the phone on the table. Now the third thing I want to talk about here, and that's also something that I like, and that really belongs to the front display that we have here. Now the front display over here is actually quite small. It's not a very huge display, but it's actually very functional because all you need to do is just double tap on it and you can get very quick access to your notifications. You can see the time. You can swipe it from left to right to actually scroll through the widgets that are available on the phone itself. Apart from that, you can also activate the cameras on the back here just by double clicking on the home button, and then you can actually take selfies using the main cameras, the main 12 megapixel sensors here, so you can get that picture perfect kind of selfie with high resolution. Now, it's also worth pointing out that although we have all these interesting functions, this device here also comes with most of the top of the line specs that you can expect in a smartphone today. It does come with the Snapdragon 888, it has UFS 3.1 fast storage, and of course it comes with a set of great cameras that can take really decent photos. Now that's just the story with the Flip 3. Now let's talk a little bit about the Z Fold 3 that I have here. Now this device here is a very much more premium device, and yes, I know that it is very expensive, but let's talk a little bit more about how I really got to use this device and integrate it into my particular lifestyle. So let's start off very quickly. What's the Fold 3 all about? Obviously that means you can fold the device into half and you get a smaller form factor device. Now what's really cool about this device here is that you get two displays, one on the outside and obviously one on the inside. Now how I've been using it basically is that for the display on the outside, over here you do get a 6.2 inch display, and this is very useful because whenever I have the device closed, I mostly use the external display only to do a couple of things. For instance, like checking my notifications. I use it to activate the Spotify, to go through my music. It's very simple to just do it on the outside without having to go into the device itself. Apart from that, I also used it for the cameras. I just tap on the camera right here and I can go directly into the camera mode. So the external display is mostly for me to carry out quick access stuff directly on the outside here without opening the device. Now, whenever you need or you want to access more information or more kind of entertainment, that is where you actually open the device itself. So what I do here is that on the inside here, I have all my favorite apps lined up very nicely here. And honestly speaking, when I first saw the advertising for the Fold 3, I wasn't really impressed. But when I actually use it, it was so cool and so awesome to actually have a large screen that fits in my hands like this. Now, it's not exactly the size of a mini tablet, but compared to your average kind of smartphone, this is actually a very massive display. Alright, so that's just in terms of the large display. Apart from that, what I really like about this display as well is that you are able to do a lot of multitasking because technically you have two screens side by side. So it's very easy to activate. All you need to do is have one app already open and then you drag in from the side and you launch another app and put it on the side here to actually get two apps side by side. That way you can actually do a lot of stuff here directly on the Fold 3 side by side without having like sacrifices to the display. Now, last but not least, let's talk about the final part here, and obviously this has to do with productivity. Now, like I mentioned earlier on, you could work with all your Office apps, and for instance, I do have my Microsoft Word right here. I also have my PowerPoint installed, but what I really love about this device here is that the keyboard designed by Samsung over here is actually very nicely laid out so that you get that very natural kind of feel, and it was very easy for me to adapt to this kind of keyboard, and before I knew it, I was typing away super fast, just like how I usually do on my devices. So that's also something that I really appreciated about this device here. Alright guys, so that's pretty much what I want to talk about the Z Fold 3. Obviously, again, in terms of specifications, you're getting top of the line specifications here on the Z Fold 3. You get two Super AMOLED displays, both at the front and on the inside. But what's really cool here is that both displays are high refresh rate displays that goes at 120 Hz. That means everything is just buttery smooth. You also get the Snapdragon 888 processor, and of course you get a set of sensors at the back here that take some really awesome photos as well. Let me show you guys a couple of photos so you have an idea on how the Z Fold 3 here actually performs. Alright guys, I think that's pretty much what I have to share with you in terms of my experience with the Z Flip 3 as well as the Fold 3. Now, with the brand new Zerolution plan, Maxis is allowing you to own one of these devices here at very affordable price points. So for the Flip 3 right here, all it takes is just 69 ringgit per month to actually own one of these. And for the more expensive Fold 3 right here, all it takes is a starting price of just RM154 per month to actually own one of these devices here. Now, if you want to know more about how you can own these devices at those attractive price points, don't forget to check out Maxis' official website. You can find the links down in the description below. And of course, all the information you need will be in the site itself. Do check it out and see whether or not you can actually get one of these devices here, because these are just really super cool to own and play with. Alright guys, with that said, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I definitely hope to see all of you guys in the next one. And please stay safe, everybody. Bye!